Okay, so the plan is take the scripture, put it on the stapler feeder, take the cover, put it on the stapler feeder as well, have the two even end, and then staple them together. At least that was plan A. I'm recording this all after the fact, and I think I ended up on plan AA because I rolled around the entire alphabet. Yeah, look at that idiot. He's got no idea what's coming for him. Turns out you can't just grab whatever suction cup you have off the shelf and expect it to work. You need a suction cup that's designed for paper applications, which helps support the paper and prevent it from crumpling up into the suction cup and breaking the vacuum. Which is what I struggled with at first. I was kinda able to get around this by lowering the vacuum, but it wasn't consistent or healthy for the booklet or very fast. Also, a couple incidents, and because it's such a tight squeeze for the robot to reach in the feeder, I realized it was wise to continue my testing without the plastic sheets. But anyway, at least I was able to get the scripture on the stapler. The cover that's gotta go around the scripture is a different material. It's much less porous and needs less suction. And the cover also needed to be opened, which was going to be much more difficult than imagined. It doesn't open as easy as the scripture portion. I needed a way to break the vacuum inside the cover to get it open. I tried blowing air inside the cover. Then I tried blowing less air inside the cover. I tried blowing no air inside the cover. Oh wait, that didn't work. Turns out none of this was really working, and well, I was running out of time. Oh yeah, that timer in the bottom corner of the video is how much time I have left to get this working. Because in 11 days, my church is assembling 15,000 of these John Romans to go to Haiti. My church does this every year with a non-profit organization bearing precious seed. And every year it's a lot of fun to get involved in the hands-on ministry to bring the gospel to languages that have never had a Bible before. Jesus said to his disciples, "Go ye into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature. He that believeth and is baptized shall be saved, but he that believeth not shall be damned." And there's nothing in the Bible that says we can't use industrial automation to help us, so let's do it. Now, the booklet is fed by a gravity-fed feeder, and it feeds it pre-stuffed booklets with covers already on them, sets it on the stapler feeder, where they go down to a hard stop. The first staple is placed, a second hard stop, and a second staple, and they're placed in the stacker. As you can see, I had to take apart it into 13 different pieces, because I have to fit this entire cell in my small truck. Oh my. And then just put it all back together the way it was, and nothing should go wrong. Why? Well, it's about 1 in the morning. And nothing should go wrong. But you know what's never let me down? PCBWay. PCBWay is an industrial manufacturer that can do 3D printing, CNC machining, and of course, PCBs. By now you've probably heard of them, they're kind of a big deal, but what I really want to talk to you about is the Project Design Contest. The Project Design Contest is all about making really cool open source projects. There are 3 categories to choose from, like an electronic project, or a mechanical project, or an STM32 project. All the entries will be judged by these people based on project design, description, popularity, and social significance. The winners will be granted real prizes like cash and coupons, as well as really cool stuff. Trust me, there's nothing funner than making a cool project while you're competing with other people. So get your projects in before the deadline so you can take part of this really cool competition. A few minor modifications later, we had a big problem. The functional stapler I was using on site had the mounting bracket for the saddle. The one I was testing with at home did not. And that mounting bracket moves the saddle up quite a bit. It about halves my window to send the booklet through. And I tried for quite a while to try to tune this in to get it to squeeze right through there, but I just could not find the perfect spot. What's the best way to solve a problem like this? Beat it continuously until it complies with an air cylinder. That way we can push the booklet back down if it ever gets caught on anything. But then disaster strikes. Seemingly for no reason out of nowhere, my PLC dies. I've tried everything. I can't get this PLC to work. I think I'm out of PLC. I've been here the past 4 hours trying to figure this out. I can't figure out a way around it. So we're gonna have to use the robot as the PLC, which means I can't use the stacker because that runs off a stepper motor. And that I did, after painstakingly chopping up each motion segment so I could fit the I/O in while the robot's moving. I got it to dial in perfectly to run the stapler and the robot motion profile at the same time. And at 1 a.m. Saturday morning, after many hours of tweaking, I was finally getting successful, consistent runs. And then we got a servo tracking error. After running at full speed for a straight hour, the flex spline skipped a gear on the circular spline, binding up the gear reducer, causing the servo to fault out on joint 3. Although we were able to assemble about 200 booklets before this happened. But this kind of makes one ask why. Why put all this work into a system that seems unnecessary? And I think the best answer is what John F. Kennedy's speech was during the space race.
We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and skills. Because that challenge is one that we're willing to accept, one we are unwilling to postpone, and one we intend to win, and the others too.
The answer is to challenge ourselves to learn and use it to do good for others.
Why did we do this? Why did the church spend the funds to do this? Why did people come and give up their time on a Saturday after they'd worked hard all week and had plenty of other things I'm sure you could have done? Why did you do that? Because God so loved the world. And I believe with all of my heart when people in Haiti or the ones that are here in Ohio that are going to be reached by the churches there that get some of these, people are going to get it and they're going to read it and they're going to learn that God loved them so much. John 3:16's in there and they're going to read it and they're going to see that God loved them so much that he gave his son for them. It's an awesome thought.